Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 12 News Now. I'm Israel Bryant, and also happy Halloween to everyone out there. I hope that you are having a great day so far, and I hope that you are having a great week as well, too. I know we're seeing some cloudy skies right now. I'll be sure to check into our latest weather forecast and bring you your trick-or-treating forecast as well, too, here in a little bit. First, I do want to go ahead and get into some news that you all need to know today. A wildfire continues to rage on Parrot Mountain in Pulaski. Crews are working to contain the flames after the fire sparked over the weekend. So far, it's burned more than 75 acres, and crews expected to burn even more. No homes have been evacuated, but emergency management officials say more than 300 acres of land will be impacted. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Meanwhile, an even bigger wildfire rages on in Madison County near the Shenandoah National Forest. The Quaker Run fire started 1 week ago, and it's now burned more than 500 acres and is 40% contained. The Virginia Department of Forestry says no homes or structures have been damaged and none are in danger. So we'll be sure to keep you all updated with the latest out of both of these wildfires. And Israel has widened its ground assault on Gaza, and Israeli forces have now rescued one of more than 200 hostages now being held by Hamas. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, a funding battle for Israel is playing out in Congress. Drew Petrimo has the latest from Washington.
With Israel's ground invasion underway, top U.S. officials heading to Capitol Hill. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Secretary of State Antony Blinken set to testify Tuesday in front of the Senate Appropriations Committee amid a fight in Congress over funding for Israel and Ukraine.
Let's move the Israel aid quickly.
Some in Congress want to send aid to Israel while pushing off debate over funding for Ukraine and other priorities. Others want to tie the two aid packages together and link them with money for Taiwan and U.S. border security.
At the end of the day, all of those things have to be done for me. Not some of them, but all of them.
Yeah, I think it's much easier to do everything at once.
Meanwhile, with the humanitarian crisis in Gaza growing more desperate every day, the U.S. State Department says it's pushing for relief.
Yesterday, 45 trucks carrying food, water, and other humanitarian aid moved through the Rafah crossing into Gaza, marking the highest single-day shipment to date.
Still, U.S. officials are not calling for a ceasefire as Israeli forces push into Gaza, promising to destroy Hamas.
What we have said should be considered and explored are temporary localized humanitarian pauses to allow aid to get to specific populations and maybe even to help with the evacuation of people that want to get out, move more to the south. We do support that. We do not support a ceasefire at this time.
Across the U.S., both Jewish and Muslim leaders say threats against their people are on the rise as tensions over the conflict boil over in the streets and on college campuses.
More than 200 hostages are still being held inside Gaza, including 10 Americans. Their families have called on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to halt the ground incursion to give time to find the hostages. But so far, Netanyahu has said Israel must press on to win the war. Drew Petrimo, NBC News, Washington.
And back here in Richmond, today Mayor LeVar Stoney will be joined by City Council members to announce a major update on Richmond's progress to tackle the affordable housing crisis. Earlier this year, Stoney promised to create more affordable housing with a goal of creating 1,000 new affordable rental units each year and 2,000 new home ownership opportunities for low-income residents by 2030. The announcement is set for 1:30 this afternoon, and we're sure to bring you all the latest out of that. And in just a few short hours, kids will be hitting the streets to do a little trick-or-treating, and we're on your side to make sure you and your families are safe out there. Emily Inger has some advice on staying safe this Halloween.
Yeah, well, I've got my candy bucket here, essential for collecting candy, of course, on Halloween and trick-or-treating. But something else important that I have on is this reflective safety vest. That's what experts are recommending for you to wear to make sure that you're staying visible, because pedestrian injuries are actually the most common injuries that children have on Halloween. Now, some other things to keep in mind to stay safe when walking on the streets: you should carry a flashlight or glow sticks to increase your visibility to drivers and other people. You also shouldn't assume the right of way when crossing the street, because drivers might have trouble seeing you. Also, make sure your costume fits. It'll keep you from tripping or hurting yourself when walking around, especially since it will be dark out. And of course, we hear it every year, but inspect all of that delicious candy when you get home before digging in and eating it. This year, Patient First is letting people bring in their candy to get x-rayed to make sure there isn't anything in there that shouldn't be. That runs through November 3rd. For those of you who don't want to go trick-or-treating or don't want to have trick-or-treaters come come to your house. It's also recommended to keep your porch lights off or post a sign letting people know that you're not participating this year. Reporting for Fox Richmond, I'm Emily Yinger.
And it's almost that time to put on the costumes, and there are plenty of Halloween events happening in the area today. Take a look at your screens. The Louisa County Sheriff's Office is hosting its 4th annual Halloween drive-thru from 5 to 8:30. The City of Hopewell is hosting a trunk or treat in the municipal building parking lot. There will be live music, games, and of course candy. And the 18th annual Halloween parade starts in Monroe Park at 7, just to name a few. My personal favorite is that Halloween parade in Monroe Park. Definitely a lot of great costumes and a lot of nice decorated floats and other things as well too. I definitely like that a lot. It's one of my favorite things to do out here in the area. But that pretty much concludes all the news that you all need to know this afternoon. Thank you all so much for joining me. I do want to go ahead and take a look at our trick-or-treating forecast. Right now we're looking over the city of Richmond. As you can see, we're seeing some cloudy skies out there today. I do want to go ahead and load in our other weather map too, so just bear with me 1 second. Alrighty, right now we are looking at our BMW Builders WeatherNet. Over in Western Henrico it is 48, over in Midlothian it is 48 as well too, and then over in Prince George it is 52. So we're seeing some cloudy skies today. It is going to be chilly with some spotty areas of light rain on and off throughout the day. Rain is going to tamper in the early evenings, but we can't rule out a light rain lingering into trick-or-treating time, especially south and east of Richmond. The daytime temperatures are going to be locked in around 47, and the rain chance is at 90%. I do want to go ahead and load in our other weather map too, just so you can see what we're looking like. All right, now we're looking at a frost advisory that is going in effect 1 a.m. until 9 a.m. Wednesday, so it is definitely going to be colder overnight as well too. So definitely make sure you download our NBC 12 First Alert Weather app. That way you can stay up to date with any new or unexpected weather conditions coming into your area. And also be sure to join us coming up at First Look at 3. We'll have some more news and weather in those shows as well too. So be sure to join us then, and of course you can join me then as well too, because I am in those shows. I'm at the end of the shows, but be sure to join me then. I'll have some good stories for you for our Trending Now package today. But that pretty much concludes all the news that you all need to know today. I do want to go ahead and say hello to Patricia Hannon out there and Kevin Brown. I want to say hello to you all out there. Sebastian Grant, I want to say hello, happy Halloween to you all out there. I hope that you all are having a great day and a happy Halloween as well too. Be sure to join me back here at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. I have some more news to get your morning started. But thank you all again for joining me. I hope that you all have a great day and a great rest of your evening. For those celebrating Halloween and those that aren't celebrating Halloweens, I hope that you all have a great rest of your evening. Have a good one now.